Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, it's Sunday morning where I am on the 5th of May. I think it's the 5th of May. I'm Roy Potter, and this is an impromptu of the Potter Expositor. I hope you can hear me. I had my choice of either being in here where there's a lot of background noise, especially the intercom, or being outside where the wind is, and I think it's much less of a problem inside than out. And I wanted to get this up just real quick. I thought about waiting until later this week, but I think it's that important. Hello, everyone, as you come in. This will just be real short, I promise. I wanted to mention that if you, and of course this isn't hard for anyone to figure out, you can see how the Democrats and leftist Marxists are reacting now to Barr and to Trump and all of this thing going on. It's not just that they're panicking. I think I'm not saying that isn't true, but the other side of it is they're marshaling their forces. They're getting the people that will help them, that will stand behind them, that can cause some really big problems in our society. Antifa, leftist, Marxists, et cetera, et cetera. They're getting them wound up. So they're not just doing this to try to keep from getting looked into by Barr and Trump, et cetera. They're doing this to marshal forces. In other words, like Hillary said the other day, if you saw some of her interviews, she's calling on basically Trump to be removed still. And basically all of them are looking, like I say, for lack of a better term, marshaling their forces, getting everybody behind them that they possibly can. So this bodes very, very badly. Hopefully Barr is continuing to move forward. Like I said, I'm from Missouri. I'm not going to be real convinced until I see somebody call it, and I think most of you know that. But I also want to put out some good information today. I am a little disturbed that we're still hearing too much about Russia. As I told you, Barr would try to save the institutions of the FBI and the DOJ. And so he is concentrating on Russia still in some of his statements, rather than Britain and the Five Eyes and MI6 and all of that, Ukraine, those types of things. I mean, the information's out there. He's touched on it, but it's still too much, in my estimation, of an emphasis on Russia. Russia and Julian Assange are the scapegoats in this. That's not to say they're not going to go after some people, but this is going to be a problem that's going to play out. I think, interestingly enough, Barr may be alluding to the fact that he's going to show that there were in fact Americans on the Democratic side who colluded with the Russians. Certainly, Brennan did. Brennan went to see his counterpart in the GRU. He actually went to Russia to do that. So these things that happen, to say that no Americans have colluded with the Russians is a little overstatement, I think, but we'll see how this plays out. So I'm worried about basically that we're still not seeing the entire story. I really like John Solomon and Sarah Carter, but at the same time, like so many others on that side, they're really not getting to the crux of the story with Britain and with the Five Eyes. They're touching on it, but it's really not getting any big understanding out there. But we'll see how it plays out. But I did have these couple of things I wanted to bring up. If you follow Twitter, if you're on Twitter, you really need to go look at President Trump's tweets. I'm going to read a couple of them here, both from May 4th, and that's basically the title of this video. Quote, the real story, sorry, I'll wait till that stops. Like I said, here comes a problem. The real story is about to happen. Basically, the tweet was about, the problem with the investigation and who really colluded or conspired, who was in the coup, all of that. And he says they've been going on this false story, this fake news for a long time. He says, but now the real story is about to happen. Now, we've heard this before, like I've said, but I think the evidence is showing that they're definitely going that way. He also said, and this was really good, because with all of the bad stuff going on about Russia, even Barr saying, the Russians were involved, and like I said, Facebook in Russian, not even in English. Maybe some of the information from the dossier that was still run by Hillary Clinton, the DNC, and Steele. But at any rate, Trump yesterday put out, he says, I had a very good call yesterday with President Putin of Russia. This is good news. And of course, the deep state wants to stop this. The neocons want to stop it. The Trotskyites want to stop it. The military-industrial complex wants to stop it. They'd rather keep our troops in foreign lands that have nothing to do with us than put them on the border to protect us. And let me repeat what he said here. Very good call yesterday with President Putin of Russia. Tremendous potential for a good, great relationship with Russia, despite what you read and see in the fake news media. Look how they have misled you on Russian collusion. The world can be a better and safer place. Nice. Things like this convince me that Trump is still on the right track, because to stand up for Russia at a time like this is dangerous for him, and for all the reasons I've already mentioned. Okay, I won't belabor the point. And then finally, I wanted to bring up this tweet that he brought up about the censorship. And of course, you know, I'm constantly calling for him to aggressively defend the First, Second, and Fourth Amendments at the very least. That's more important than almost anything else he can do, despite the fact that people have called my call for that all rubbish. No, it's the basis for us being able to go forward, as many people have correctly stated. But in this other tweet that he did yesterday, he said, quote, "How can it be possible that James Woods and many others, a strong but responsible conservative voice, is banned from Twitter?" Very true. Absolutely true. The social media and the fake news media together with their partner, the Democrat Party. Boy, I can't even read my own handwriting here. Have no idea. This is it. Let me start that again. The social media and fake news media together with their partner, the Democrat Party, have no idea the problems they are causing themselves. Let's hope so. Antitrust violations, all that. There are a lot of things that they can do. But I'll remind everybody, and I'd like to remind President Trump, he keeps talking about the fake news media and the social media platforms. Remember, they are controlled by the CIA and the intelligence community, okay? He never goes there, but that's a fact, okay? All right, that's all I wanted to bring up. I'll see you later this week. I just wanted to put that up so people would know. I'd stay, Trump is full of hot air. Well, some things are happening. We're going to see, okay? Like I said, you know, I'm waiting for the first caller. He's now saying he's going to wait for the release of or the declassifications until Horowitz gets done. Well, I don't trust Horowitz a whole lot, but we're going to see, okay? Barr is supposedly going forward with the investigations. Like I said, all of this is talk until we see the first caller. All right, and I agree. But we're calling on President Trump to act, and it needs to happen or we're going to lose everything. Okay, enough for now. I'd love to answer your questions, but I've got some other things I got to do today. I'll see you later this week. Have a great day, everybody, all right? All right, we'll see you.